Hey, let's get to this last one. And I'm sorry to show you this because how do you know what's going on here? Who knows? It's just like a dark screen. So, John Tamihiri is driving his car. Well, it appears he's driving it, so he may not be. I'm thinking pretty sure he is, but he may not be. And he's talking to Bomber's podcast. And I thought, well, we've been talking a bit about Te Pati Māori. We've been talking about what's going on, what we can read, what do we know. And so I thought it might just be worth playing the 4 minutes here of John Tamihiri, who is actually explaining from his perspective what's going on. Cool? All right, let's have a look.
Look, there's what you try and do in all political parties is when you have major issues inside the party, you try for the benefit of those that are members of the party, those that support the party and vote for the party, you try and ensure that there's a veneer of unity, koteitanga and all that.
Yeah.
Become very exhausting with these two. The problem you have is that people that...
It is interesting when we hear Claudette talking about, coming together, meeting and moving forward, that we have a problem with these two. Now, is that okay because it's clear and it's accurate, or is this now not behind you know what I mean? It's like he's not quelling the fire, but then maybe the fire's got to burn bright to get to the end of it. I'm not sure, but yeah. And I think actually Simon Wilson is there, and he does ask him directly how much of this is your fault, and you'd be surprised, but JT doesn't react so well to that question.
In discipline, in regard to teamwork, and believing that they're above the party and above the movement, they always consider that they can run their own fiefdom.
Yes.
Without caucus structure, without caucus rules, without caucus discipline. And Mr. Ferris is a prime example of that.
Yeah.
But so are the Kapakini. So anyway, it's come to a position where we can't go into 2026.
Yes.
Unless we are unified and of one mind and
exactly.
one voice.
Exactly.
That will occur. That will occur, and I can assure you, will be a force to be reckoned.
Simon Wilson wants to ask you a quick question. Go on. Yeah, Simon. Go
JT, Simon here. You used the phrase veneer of unity, which I think probably most people in politics would say is critical, to have the sense, to give the population, the voters, the sense that your party is unified.
Yeah.
It is true that Mr. Ferris, Takata Ferris and the Kapakingis have complained about things, but I would have thought the person who had, or the people who had put the real disunity into the public and horrified everybody were yourself and Rawiri Waititi.
Yeah, but you'd say that, wouldn't you, Simon?
Well,
you're like your mate over there from the Herald. No, but you're like your mate from
I got to say, it's not often that people say Fran and I think the same. So.
No. You're right for the same You're right for the same rags.
Well, instead of it being our fault, my question: if you could back up a bit, would you do it differently if you could back up a bit?
No, your question. Can I answer your question? So your question is that it's my fault and nobody's fault that somebody, instead of going onto the marae, instead of using our constitution, instead of using our tikanga, went to people like you and Fran. Now, that's not how we can play out. We were deeply constrained in coming public until the last 48 hours.
Yeah.
48 hours. That's when we've gone public, not in the last 12 weeks. So get your facts straight.
Well,
thank you very much.
Fran, you've got a question? Quickly before John.
How do we feel about John's response there, Chewie?
This is why I don't like him. Like, with respect to how we were talking about him at the start of the show. And everything that said, look, he's going to be more visible than other party presidents. This is why I don't personally like him. And I think in the interests of his party, I think sometimes he needs to just shut up a little bit.
It was interesting tonight to hear from Debbie say bluntly, literally, that she didn't like him as well. But she rates him as an expert in this area. You know what I mean? Like he is, he's fantastic at what he does. And what you're saying, and what I hear others saying, and seeing it in the chat a little bit, is they don't like his personality. But I guess what I hear Debbie saying is that she loves his and values and respects his political nous. So maybe there's some removal of those two things, be it personal, be it professional. If you're running, I mean, we all want to have bosses or employees or workmates who are both fantastic, lovely people and also brilliant at their job. If you can get someone who's brilliant at their job, but they rub you a bit the wrong way, but they're so brilliant at their job that you definitely want to keep them around, then maybe you make sort of accommodations for that. I'm not saying that's what JT is. I don't know that much, but yeah, it was a fairly prickly response. But then again, it was a fairly prickly question. And now you've got Fran O'Sullivan, of all people, about to ask a question. Speaking of a prickly question or a prickly person around Te Pati Māori.
Look, seriously, JT. I mean, put aside all the biffo at the beginning, like my biffo. Can you just give us an indication?
I don't think we want to hear about Fran O'Sullivan's biffo. That should just stay well away from this conversation.
Of what you expect when you sit down with the iwi chairs forum, and is there a pathway to resolving this that keeps the party together or in Parliament, or do you see it fragmenting?
Look, at no time will we be in jeopardy in 4 of the seats. Mm-hmm. What Kapakingi and Mr. Ferris have done have blunted massive momentum that we'd built, no doubt about that. And so in real politics, there's no way that Lauri Waititi, that Debbie Ngarewa-Paka, that Hannah Maipi Clark, and that Orini Kaipara will be defeated in 2026.
That's interesting he'd put Orini in that same category. I mean, like, they're the people who know and have seen the polls. And she did win comfortably at the last election, but at the by-election. But at the last election, that seat was razor thin. So it's interesting. It'll be interesting to find out from JT what he knows about that seat and why he's so confident that Te Pati Māori will hold it. Again, don't know the answer to that, but it's interesting to hear his confidence in that one.
On the basis of that fulcrum, I can guarantee you, when we look to possibly go to new candidates or otherwise, we'll do very well off that very solid base.
Are we hearing it from you first? Orini Kaipara is back in your team?
Well, you don't talk to her. Don't talk to me. Anyway,
Thank you, John. Thank you,
It's
John.
been nice talking to you.
We will get you on the show again shortly. Thank you, comrade.
And if you're unaware of what that was about, there was reports earlier in the week that Orini was siding with Takuta and the Kapakingi. So, yeah. So there you go. You've heard something from JT. We can't see him. Didn't see that. We can't see him. And now you've heard from the commentator and Claudette speaking about what she knows and what she sees and what she understands, and especially to do with how Māori approach things. And now you've heard from JT specifically about what's happening within Te Pati Māori. I think that's a pretty good wrap up for the whole conversation and for at least today's show. Te woki o te tangata.